Hello, friends. In today's podcast, we are going to learn about matter. Is matter around us pure? So, friend, matter can be mixed in different ways. This makes mixture. This mix of matter can include basic elements, the building blocks of everything, or compounds where elements are joined together. We science students have technique to separate mixtures into their pure components. In this chemistry notes audio, we will learn that matter around us is pure or not and how it interacts. So friends, generally we classify matter into two categories, that is pure substances and mixtures, where pure substances is subclassified into two subcategories, that is elements and compounds, where mixture is subcategorized as homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Imagine sugar dissolved completely in water, creating a solution. The main part is the solvent like water, and smaller part is the solute like sugar. The concentration measures how much solute is in the liquid. When things do not dissolve and you can see them in the mix, it is called suspension. Colloids are a special mixture where tiny particles are too small to see but can make light scatter. They are used in various scientific applications. Pure substances can be elements that further can't be broken down, or compounds, different elements combined together. Compounds have their unique properties different from their parts or elements from which they are made. In a mixture, it behaves like the things in it, but compounds have their own distinct properties. Still have confusion? Don't worry. We will learn step by step. What is mixture? A mix which contain more than one form of pure matter is called a mixture. So we can say that when we mix different stuffs together, then mixture get formed. It can be elements or compounds mixed in any way. Example of mixture. Soil is the example of mixture. Sodium chloride NaCl is in water is also an example of mixture. NaCl is pure substance and cannot be further separated by physical process, but mixture of NaCl in water is separated by physical process of evaporation. Other example of mixture include air, concrete, beach sand, ocean water, paint, etc. Brass alloy is a mixture of approximately 30% zinc and 70% copper. Dear friends, you are listening these notes with the help of chemistrynotesinfo.com. These notes are prepared by Jitendra Singh Sandhu and published on our website www.chemistrynotesinfo.com. Separating mixture. We can use special methods to separate mixture into pure things. Evaporation is one of the physical process method which can be used to separate mixture into pure substances. Another physical process method of separation of mixture are filtration, distillation, decantation, magnetic separation, chromatography, centrifugation, crystallization, and sublimation. What is solution? Homogeneous mixture of two or more substances is called as solution. When we mix things like sugar and water so well that they cannot see the sugar anymore. This perfect mixture is called as solution. The main part is called the solvent and the small part is called solute. Example of solution: salt water. When we dissolve salt in water, then it makes solution. Sugar in tea. When we add sugar in tea, then sugar dissolve in tea and makes sugar solution with tea. Other example of solution includes lemonade, soda, vinegar, mouthwash, etc. Properties of solution. A solution is homogeneous mixture, that is, solution are uniform throughout, means the concentration is consistent at molecular level. We cannot differentiate between solute and solvent. Particles of solution are very small, that is about 1 nanometer, 10 is to power minus 9 meter in diameter. These small particles are not seen by naked eyes. Due to this very small particle size, solution don't scatter the beam of light passing through the solution. Therefore, the path of light which is traveling through the solution is not visible. Solutions are stable, means we cannot separate solute from solution by filtration process. Also, solute particle cannot settle down in bottom of the solution containing container when left undisturbed for long time. Concentration of a solution. Concentration is how much solute is present in solvent to make solution. Depending on the amount of solute in the solution, the concentration can be dilute or concentrated solution. First, dilute solution. Dilute solution are the solution in which amount of solute is very less, so we can say that these solutions have low concentration. Concentrated solution. Concentrated solutions are the solutions in which amount of the solute is very high, so we can say that concentrated solutions have high concentration. Saturated solution. Saturated solutions are the solutions in which we cannot add solute anymore. That is, we come at a point where further adding of solute is not possible at given temperature. Type of solution are known as saturated solutions. The amount of solute present in the saturated solution at that temperature is known as its solubility. Unsaturated solutions. Unsaturated solutions are the solutions in which we can add solute easily and solution does not have its saturation level. That type of solutions is known as unsaturated solutions. Formula of expressing concentration of solutions. First is mass by mass percentage of a solution formula. So mass by mass percentage of a solution is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. Second is mass by volume percentage of a solution formula. So mass by volume percentage of a solution is equal to mass by mass of solute divided by volume of solution into 100. Third is volume by volume percentage of a solution formula. So volume by volume percentage of a solution is equal to volume of solute divided by volume of solution into 100. What is suspension? When you mix things that cannot dissolve and you can see them in the mixture, that is called suspension. Suspension is non-homogeneous mixture. We can also say that suspensions are heterogeneous mixture in which solute particles do not dissolve but remain suspended in the bulk of the solution. Example of suspensions: muddy water formed when soil particles are mixed with water. This formation is the example of suspension. Medicinal syrup such as cough syrup is also an example of suspension. Other examples of suspensions include orange juice with pulp, dust in air, river water, paint, lotions, and creams. Properties of suspension. Suspension is the heterogeneous mixture. Suspension particles can be seen with naked eyes. Suspension particles can easily scatter the beam of light passing through the suspension. Therefore, path of the light passing through the suspension is visible. Solute particles of suspension settle down in the bottom of the suspension containing container when left undisturbed for a long time. As a result, when all solute particles settle down, suspension breaks and it do not scatter light anymore. What are colloids? Colloids are mixture where the tiny particles are so small that you cannot see them, but they can make light bounce around. Colloids have property of scattering of light. We can use them in many things, and the tiny particles are called the dispersed phase. Size of particle in colloids is bigger than solution but smaller than that of suspension. Due to small size of particle, we cannot see particle in colloids, but these small particles can easily scatter the beam of light. This scattering of light is known as Tyndall effect. This Tyndall phenomena is the characteristic property of colloids. Example of colloids. Milk is the common example of colloids. Milk as colloid contains small fat droplets dispersed in water. Fog is the natural colloid in the air. Other examples of colloids include mayonnaise, whipped cream, shaving cream, smoke, emulsion, etc. Properties of colloids. Colloids are heterogeneous mixture. Size of particles in colloid is too small to see individually with naked eyes. However, particles in colloids are big enough to scatter the beam of light, hence colloids show Tyndall effect. Colloids are quite stable as they do not settle down when put undisturbed for a long time. Particles of the colloids are not separated by simple filtration methods, but can be separated by special methods like centrifugation. Colloid solution contains two parts. One is dispersed phase and another is dispersing medium. Dispersed phase is the solute part which is mixed with main part. This main part is in which dispersed phase get mixed is known as dispersing medium. Type of colloids. Colloids are classified as per the state of dispersed phase and dispersing medium. This state may be solid, liquid or gas. Dispersed phase liquid, dispersing medium gas, then type of colloid form is aerosol. Examples of which are fog, clouds and mist. If dispersed phase is solid, dispersing medium is gas, then type of colloid form is aerosol. Example of colloid is smoke, automobile exhaust. If dispersed phase is gas, dispersing medium is liquid, then type of colloid form is foam. Example of which is shaving cream. If dispersed phase is liquid, dispersing medium is also liquid, then type of colloid form is emulsion. Example of which is milk face cream. If dispersed phase is solid, dispersing medium is liquid, then type of colloid form is sol, whose examples are milk of magnesia, mud. If dispersed phase is gas, dispersing medium is solid, then type of colloid form is foam, whose examples are foam, rubber sponge, pumice. If dispersed phase is liquid, dispersing medium is solid, and then type of colloid form is gel, whose examples are jelly, cheese, butter, etc. If dispersed phase is solid, dispersing medium is solid, then type of colloid form is solid sol, whose examples are colored gemstone, milky glass, etc. Pure substances. There are two kinds of substances. First is elements, second is compounds. Elements. Elements are the basic building blocks of everything and can't be broken down. Compounds. These are formed when different elements are stuck together in certain way. Compounds have their own properties that are different from their parts. So, what is element? The term element was first introduced by scientist Robert Boyle in 1661. Scientist Antoine Laurent Lavoisier defined the element as the basic form of the matter which cannot be subdivided into simplest forms by chemical reaction. Elements can be classified as metals, nonmetals, and metalloids. Properties of metals. Metals show some of the below properties or all of the below properties. First is metals have luster and are shining. Metals have silvery gray or golden yellow in color. Metals conduct heat and electricity. Metals are malleable and can be converted in thin sheets with the help of hammer. Metals are ductile and can be driven into wire easily. Metals are sonorous and can produce ringing sound when hit. Example of metals. Example of metals are gold, silver, iron, copper, sodium, potassium, etc. Interesting fact about metals. Mercury is the only metal that is liquid at the room temperature. Properties of nonmetals. Nonmetals show some of the below properties or all of the below properties. Non-metals show different colors. Non-metals are non-lustrous, means do not shine. Non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are not malleable and cannot be converted in thin sheets. Non-metals are not ductile and cannot be driven into wires easily. Non-metals are not sonorous and cannot produce ringing sound when we hit them. Example of non-metals. Example of non-metals are hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, iodine, bromine, chlorine, etc. Properties of metalloids. Properties of metalloids are intermediate, means that they show properties of metals and non-metals. Metalloids show mixed properties. Example of metalloids. Example of metalloids are silicon, boron, germanium, etc. Differentiate between mixture and compound. Mixture. Elements or compounds just mix together to form a mixture and no new compound is formed. Where in compounds, elements react to form new compounds. A mixture has a variable composition. The composition of each new substance is always fixed in compounds. A mixture shows the properties of the constituent substance. The new substance has totally different properties in case of compounds. In case of mixture, the constituents can be separated fairly easily by physical methods. In case of compounds, the constituents can be separated only by chemical or electrochemical reactions. Dear science student, if you like these audio notes, Then share these audio notes with your friends and help us to spread free education to all. Thank you to listening this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by www.chemistrynotesinfo.com. You can visit our website to get notes of this chapter. Notes of this chapter is available at our website www.chemistrynotesinfo.com.